Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rukal double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who are teaching this truth and sincerity, and the Sharat Yakims out there on four corners of the earth proclaiming this truth. Brakat the Yahweh, Brakat the Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rukal Brakat Dum. And so this is what I think, well, more than what I think and what I'll prove in these, and because I don't have the screencast-o-matic, because obviously I'm in my car. But this is why we call you the devil. You know, you red Hebrew Edomites. Because look at what you're doing, you know. Pretty much you have taken over lands, you know. And this is more to do with what an Edomite tried to claim that innocence, saying that the people of today are not the same ones that enslaved us. You know, this is dealing with a Edomite who got on my comment board a few months back. And then I said back to him, I said, well, look at your recent transactions in Libya, in Iraq, in Syria, Vietnam, all those places. You invaded those countries, overthrew the government, Ukraine, Yemen. You overthrew their government and you put in puppet government. But most of all, you murdered countless amounts of lives. Yeah, we could talk about Syria. I mean, almost 6 million Syrians, and it's probably bigger than that, have been murdered ever since 2011. After you already destroyed Libya, Libya is nothing more than a breeding ground for your favorite group, ISIS, which ISIS is a combination of all the terror groups that you created. Israeli secret intelligence services. You created all these proxy armies to go into Syria to overthrow the government, because this is what you do. And that's why we call you the devil, because all you do is you cause terror all around the world. All you are is terrorists. And we know that ISIS is in fact you Edomites, that they're not Ishmaelites, because why would it say U.S. Marines as a tattoo on a recent ISIS soldier? See what I'm saying? No, man, we know who you devils are. And you can't play that innocence card. You're not innocent. You never were. But you love to play that victim role. Kind of like the recent demonization of us. You know, that red Hebrew Edomite, that Shedemite that came on the San Francisco camp. You know, trying to say that all men are rapists and hoping that we would get behind her. When in fact she had pushed us first. She actually assaulted us. But you see, the news media ain't going to paint that. And then she plays a victim role. Like, you know, we just... punched her, whatever. We didn't even punch her. We just like, hey, man, get on my face. You know, get on my face with that. Do you have a legitimate question? Now, they wouldn't show that part. Of course they wouldn't, because you red Hebrew Edomites, you love to control the media, the mass media. But you see, there's been a mass awakening. People are onto it. Because most of you red Hebrew Edomites didn't even support the war against Iraq. You know, you didn't want another war, but... your leader, George W. Bush, pushed you into another war with Iraq. So you went over there. You even used nuclear weapons against Fallujah in Iraq. And you've used cluster bombs, but you accuse the other governments of using chemical weapons when the only one that chemtrails his people is you red Hebrew Edomites. Bashar al-Assad ain't putting GMOs in the foods, ain't tainting the water. But you red Hebrew Edomites, this is what you do. You know, most of all, you create terror groups and then say you're going after that terror group when you're the terrorists themselves. You are the terrorists. You red Hebrew Edomites. You know, because you love to label us black Hebrew Israelites, though a great portion of us don't even look like brown people, because there's no such thing as black people. You know, a good portion of us look like we're red too. But we're not, because our spirit bears witness that we are, in fact, the real biblical Israelites. And you're the red Hebrew Edomites. You know, those claiming to be Jewish, which means ish, means like. But you're not innocent. You're not innocent at all. And there's tons of videos exposing what you've done. Countless lives you have taken in the name of so-called peace. Wars all around the world to control the entire grid. And we know about your recent plans to enslave everybody via the RFID chip, the mark of the beast. And we know that you've been implanting soldiers with it, and that you've been testing it, and that you started testing it back during so-called Operation Iraqi Freedom, where you would chip soldiers, and then you would control them with your phones, using that to punch. You were robot controlling them via the RFID chip. We know all about your MK Ultras. That's what you do. You see, you cannot play the innocence card. You're not innocent at all. You are guilty. You hold yourselves not guilty. And you claim to have the high IQ. You know, you inhabitants of Teman. You know, you claim to have all this wisdom, but yet you don't have the intelligence enough to reconsider that what you're about to do is going to cause World War III. Your leaders don't have the answers. No, but you want your leader, Donald J. Trump, to make America great again. And when it was great was when you were enslaving us. You know, but you like to play the Christianity mask when, in fact, the Ku Klux Klan is really who you are. But at least with them, though, they are at least coming out with it. But you play this innocence that you love all people. But yet you have the most intolerance. You red Hebrew Edomites. Your so-called white supremacy, which is really red Hebrew Edomite supremacy. Because you have conquered the world. You've taken over civilizations. You call yourself the people of that land. But when in fact, you're not the people of the land. You don't belong there. And you red Hebrew Edomites are being chased out of South Africa. All these places that you have overthrown. All these governments that you have conquered. Now they're taking a proverb against you. You are pretty much been ruled as the terrorist. And that's a good thing. Because this word exposes you. The word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai exposes you for who you are. You can't put on that little house on the prairie Christian mask anymore. Because you're not the Christians. And that was a derogatory term that you red Hebrew Edomites put on us, those that were following in the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You called us that. But really, truly, though, no, man, you can't hide. You can't hide behind that and say, oh, well, those were my ancestors. Those aren't me. Because look at your recent actions. And you falsify evidence. You've always done this for a very long time. You falsify evidence. You have no proof whatsoever, but you're quick to hang a brother, whether he is guilty or not guilty, and you'll falsify evidence. That's what you fucking cops do all the time. You falsify evidence. You plant shit on people, and then you say that they have it. Because, of course, you want us to sell out. You want us to rat somebody out. But you be the rats. You're the gutter rats. And the whole world now knows that you're not the real Jews. In fact, they've known that for a long time, but now it's coming out more and more. Just like that Edomite who once confronted me on the streets, you know, say, don't talk about them. Well, they're not the real Jews. The real Jews are, in fact, Negroes. And, you know, he just called me a fat bastard because that's all you can do. You're the bully, and yet you're being exposed for everything. You're a liar. You lie about everything. Just like you plan to lie again against Bashar al-Assad, saying he's using weapons against his own people. Just like you lied about Muammar Gaddafi, saying that he was oppressing his people. But when was Libya oppressed? Only since you came in there. Now it's a breeding ground for ISIS, which is your groups. You created ISIS. Ain't no Ishmael like calling himself ISIS. It's you goddamn Amalekites who pretend to be Ishmael because you pretend to be all the nations. When you go in and conquer them, you claim yourself to be the Greeks. You claim yourself to be the Japhites. You claim yourself to be you claim to be Gomer. All of you Edomites do that, but especially Amalek. But you see, we've uncovered you. Your skirt has been lifted, and you don't like it because now we're turning the cameras on you. Now we're recording your corruption. And no matter how many videos you take down and all that, we've already seen the videos before you take them down, such as your false flag Sandy hoax. But even if that ended up being a true story, who was Adam Lanza? so-called red Hebrew Edomite, so-called white man, because you like to call yourselves white. But he's the one that shot up the schools, if the story ended up being true. But no, man, you're a liar, man. You were just doing that to grab the guns. Just like all your other mind control. You're the one that tests on rats, and you're the one that tests on humans. And that's what you ultimately did with this RFID by putting it in pets before you start putting it in people, because you want to make people as pets. But we're on to you. So your recent history proves that you are the devil. And that's why we call you the devil. And for all that, I want to say Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakal Kadash, Barak Atam. And I'll show more in part 2 of this using the Screencast-O-Matic. Shalom for now.